What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be going through the top trade targets for this week. I haven't done a video like this in quite some time, so we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to be talking about my trade plans. So let's go through the targets first, because this is probably a bit more well-rounded for people. So we'll look at all coaches. McCarthy, obviously a no-brainer pick. Liddy, I think you jump on him if he frees up cash. If you're just looking for him to make money, it's probably not the pick. I don't know. I just think he could get dropped at any given moment if it's not this week. Like, he's okay, but not great. Sam Darcy. This is another interesting one. I'm just going to get up his schedule real quick. I think he's going to be a good pick regardless. But yeah, so where is it? Key forward. Obviously Richmond was like the easiest. So Bulldogs, they're a little bit in the negative, but the thing is with Darcy is he's a massive outlier because he's just like a freak. I don't know if any team's going to really give him too much trouble. So I think you can jump on him, but he doesn't have the easiest run home. So keep that in mind. There could be some 70s. But I still think worst case he kicks like 2 goals, 3 goals a game, which is still heaps, and has a little pinch hit in the ruck, which always helps. Callum Mills is the 4th most traded in. This is a miss. This is a bad miss, I think. I'm tempted to trade him in, but I think I'm not gonna. I'll talk about my trades in a minute, or my potential trades. Yeah, the role looked really good. I thought he played more wing. Turns out they kicked Matt Roberts out of the wing. Out of the back line and put him on the wing. So yeah, kind of hard to predict that. So a little bit lucky for owners that went last week, but at the same time, you took a risk and it paid off. So well done. Bond, obviously a great price, 586. Probably not going to get much cheaper than this with a break-even 102. Plays Sydney this week, so I think he's a good captain option. I don't think Jordan's the right matchup for him. I think Jordan goes to Richards or Dale, almost 100%, but we'll see. Bond did dominate last week, so they might have to put some time into him. Butler, another downgrade option. Not sure about his job security. Same with Archer May. And he's got the buy anyway, so probably wouldn't be going there. I'd rather go Liddy than May, but I guess, yeah, people would need a forward. Jack McRae, a good pick. I think, yeah, right back in form. Price is very, very nice. Yeah, pretty safe pick, especially in the forward line. I jumped on him last week. Wagner Malera is another one I jumped on a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah, I think he's a great option. Just an absolute stat patter. Yeah. He's a lock next year for me. Nick Dacos, so should have a massive game this week against West Coast as well. Let's move on to the traded out. So people get rid of Clark and Johnson. Makes sense. That's pretty much the only cash we can get rid of at the moment. To be honest, they both could be dropped after their bye, so I wouldn't be too confident in their scoring ability or playing ability for that matter. Neil, yes, people trading him out. I think Neil's a bit... I'm going to hold, but I could see definitely why people are trading it. I think if you have probably more than 5 or 6 trades, you can confidently move him on. Whitfield, I wouldn't be trading him. Even if he misses that second week, I don't think he's worth trading out. He's a gun. He's an absolute gun, and yeah, no, I wouldn't trade him out. His post-buy last year was ridiculous. Didn't go under 100 once, so yeah, back him right in. Henry Huswaite, yeah, just cashing in people. That's pretty much it. And then Shai Bolton, yeah, I think you can jump off him. CBAs aren't as good as what they might have appeared to be. So, captain, vice captain this week, I'm going Bond into Dacos. So Bond obviously playing Sydney on the Friday night. Dacos on the Saturday night against West Coast. Pretty safe pick, you would assume. In terms of players playing this week, I've got the 18, 17 premiums, and then McCarthy is the 18. So, yeah, at this point, we'll find out how legit McCarthy is. I'm really hoping he can be a solid 23rd because I want to hold on to these 4 trades. Now, the other option I could do is I could trade both Johnson and Clark and get Mills and Liddy. So, if I did that, I'll just show it for argument's sake. Where the fuck's Clark there? And that would let me loop Mills and McCarthy at that D6 slot, which is quite nice, I'm not going to lie. But I just think, going down to 2 trades, realistically, how different are Mills and McCarthy's role? You could argue McCarthy's role is definitely better, Mills is no doubt the better player, but McCarthy got 10 kick-ins. That's crazy. And I think if you have Mills and McCarthy and you're actually missing one of them, it actually will hurt. Like for example, you're going to probably field more of Mills than McCarthy, but if McCarthy's pumping out 100s, 110s, 120s, and he's on your bench, that's going to really hurt. Missing out on those scores. Like, yeah, it'd be great for cash gen, but yeah, I think when you got a guy scoring the way he did it in the first game, it's very hard to judge because it is only one sample size of a game. But if you have that on your bench, it's going to hurt you long term. So yeah, at this point, I do like this option, but I do not like this trade number. So we're going to be undoing, and I think unless something drastic happens with teams, I'm not going to trade. The other worrying thing in my team is obviously the deconing factor with Pitternet. I need deconing to solo ruck this week. He'll go nuts against Vicentini if he solo rucks. So yeah, potential VC. I probably wouldn't go there, but if you didn't have Bont, probably a good VC option. Just optimize that real quick. But yeah, team overall looking all right. Pretty happy with the backline. I'm really preying on Mills' downfall because obviously a lot of people jumped on him. Mills and McCurcher, those kind of guys I need to drop off a little bit. Obviously Max Gawn, time will tell now whether that was a good trade out. I'm very scared for that Saturday 1:20 p.m. If Gawn kills me, it's going to hurt because, like I said, if you're new to the channel, I backed him all preseason. Backed Max Gawn pretty much in. Said he's going to average 130, and people laughed at me, and he did. And now I've traded him out. So, yeah, it's a weird one, but I'm hoping I got the timing right. Just a quick refresher. Gawn's got one of the hardest runs for rucks, the second hardest, and he's got 4 red matchups in a row. So I wanted to bring him back round 20, especially round 19, this Carlton matchup. I initially thought it'd be okay, but I reckon Carlton are going to play Pitternet that game. Just a gut feel with the whole Cherry situation. So yeah, 4 really tough matchups for Gawn. And like I said, I'm not expecting anything crazy low, like sub 70s or sub 80s. But I think sub tons, at least 2 over these 4 games are a realistic chance. And that would bring his price right down to like 600 odd or even under 600. So potential final flex, depending on what McCarthy can do, depending on what Johnson and Clark can do. And that would give me 2 trades left with Gawn at the flex. But it's probably not looking as likely because I did need Johnson to make a bit more money. But it looks like he could be dead. So yeah, fingers crossed that isn't the case and we can get them to make some money. But yeah, first week since, actually literally first week of the season, I'm not going to be trading, which is kind of crazy. If you're new to the channel, I'm a very aggressive trader. I pretty much trade every week, every year. And that's why I always run out of trades. So yeah, also sitting at the rank 231, hoping for a top 100 finish. Obviously it's going to be hard, especially this week, only fielding the 18. I think I probably will drop a little bit. But hopefully those last few rounds, if I do save some trades, I can make up some ground on people who are going to have donuts. But we'll wait and see. Anyway, projected the 1999, which is my birth year. So, honestly, I'd take that. I would genuinely take that right now. Yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Hope everyone has a good round. Not too good to the point where my ranking gets blown out. But yeah, enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.